that me and Brendan both really, it's a show that we both loved when we first saw it, and that is Death Note. A very popular anime and manga series is actually going to get its own American revival with a movie. And now, if you don't know Death Note, where I first saw it, and I believe where you first saw it too, Brendan, was on
Adult Swim.
There you go. And that was one of the cool shows. That was when Adult Swim started to show a little bit more adult cartoons, I would say, on Saturday nights and Sunday nights.
Cool cartoons, but they had, I don't know, I guess they got a little bit edgier, but it was really just what came down the line. I don't know. I wasn't surprised when they showed it on Adult Swim at that point, because they had already had some fairly major stuff along those lines. So.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, they hadn't shied away.
They did call it Adult Swim for a reason.
Because they want adults to watch. Hey, I get it. But, yeah, so Death Note is a show about a kid who one day stumbles across a book. It says Death Note on it, and it has a few rules written on the inside, and it's a blank notebook. And it pretty much says, whoever whose name you write down in full in this book will die within 10 seconds unless you specify.
Well, thinking about their face, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to see their face as well. That was one of the tricks, too.
Yeah.
And then they die. So this kid finds it, and he decides he's going to kind of make himself into his own kind of like God character, and he goes on a killing spree of just killing off every known criminal that has ever graced the news. And then, people are like, well, no, you probably shouldn't be killing all these people. You should let them have a fair trial. Some people are all for.
That's the thing. It divides the world up, though, because some people are completely in favor of it and think like, oh, it's the greatest, whatever, bring justice to the land. But others are like, yeah, you're just killing everyone.
Yeah, he was kind of just killing everyone. But that
some of these people are already in jail,
And I can't remember what letter this guy was, but was it L? Was the great detective?
Yeah, L was the main bad guy for a lot of it. Anyway.
Well, not bad guy, but like kind of good guy.
Actually, he could be considered the good guy.
Yeah, I would consider him the good guy since he's trying to stop murders, but But yeah, and that leads to the rise of a really smart, great detective, L. And it's kind of about these two's battle. L's trying to figure out who they call him Kira, the guy who runs the Death Note is, and the Death Note guy is trying to really find out his name and all his information and kill L off. So it's a really, really cool show. And
it's a great chess match because they both
chess.
Because L pretty well knows who Kira is, but he can't prove it yet, is the big deal, and he's not absolutely certain. But he also knows the guy is really smart anyway, so he recruits him to work with him.
Let's not give away the whole show. Let's not give away the whole show.
Yeah, but that was a pretty early on thing. Like they do that.
That was like halfway through the series.
And on the other hand, like we said, you have to be able to see the guy. L reveals himself to the other guy, like he shows himself. But he doesn't reveal his real name. He keeps going by L. So that's the big thing. Is the other guy needs to figure out what his name is. He knows who he is. He doesn't know his name.
Yeah, but they do go back and forth trying to feel each other out a little more. And I just love that show because it seemed like almost every episode or every 2 episodes you had that like, oh, that was a crazy twist. Oh, wow, what did they do there? Oh, can he really do that? Like, and it just kept you guessing over and over and over, which was such a great back and forth. Now, Japan has kind of run the story to death. They did come out with, of course, the anime. The manga was first there. And they actually also had 3 movies that cover the whole thing. And the movies were pretty good. I actually enjoyed those. And they changed around the story a little bit, which I thought was pretty cool because it didn't end the same way that the TV show ended. I'm just curious to see what type of American version we're going to get.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's kind of one of those risky business, and I have mixed feelings about it a little bit because we don't have the best track record of making live actions out of like anime-related material. Like there was a Dragon Ball. Yeah, like the Dragon Ball Z movie Evolution.
Yeah, that was absolutely horrendous. Yes.
That was terrible.
Yes, it was very bad. Very bad.
I mean, we've made movies out of a lot of other like Japanese stuff. Like I think The Ring was based off a Japanese movie.
That was a Japanese. Yeah, that was The Ring. No, The Grudge. The Grudge was a Japanese movie, I believe.
Maybe both of them.
Yeah.
There's a few, but those weren't like based off some kind of anime style with that kind of following anyway. Which those were okay. Those were okay movies. They weren't as bad as like Evolution, but I can't think of very many other anime that we've really tried. But again, like I just don't. It's going to be tough to see, but maybe because of the nature of this and the seriousness of this material, of it's not like a kind of funny just action setup. Maybe you'll get a little bit better attention this time, more money because of the market being there and just the nature of it. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and when the show did come out, it was one of the highest rating shows on Adult Swim, which, I mean, doesn't get huge numbers, but gets big enough numbers for people to kind of take notice.
It was very popular in general for an anime. Like, it's still pretty popular, like very well known and everything.
I mean, like I said, I still like it. I just hope they don't water down the story too much because, I mean, it was 37 episodes, so you're thinking that's about, 16, 17, 18 hours worth of TV.
I mean, obviously,
boiling it down to 2 hours is going to be tough, but we'll see. And they might break it up into 2 movies like the Japanese version did.
Yeah, I would definitely expect it to be a lot closer to the Japanese movies than the show, just because of form factor, what you have to work with.
Yeah. But all in all, if you haven't heard of this project, go ahead and look it up. Check out the Death Note shows. I'm sure you can find those online somewhere. They're awesome if you haven't seen them. And let us know what you think. Is there any other animes you'd like to see made into actual movies? Is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Have the Japanese already done it to death and we don't need another one? I don't know. Let us know in comments down below. Or, wordsmyface.com, @wordsmyface on Twitter, and all those other fun places. But